Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to what is this, Saturday night already? Another beautiful night of messages of love from above. Thank you so much for being here. And I am excited to get into the readings. But before we do that, I also want to send love out to the world, as I have been doing for quite a while at the beginning of these sessions. So if you'd like to join with me, I would more than welcome that. And if you're watching this on playback, even join us because we join outside of time and space where that energy is, and then we bring it to the earth. So it's going to take a big breath and come back to right here, right now. And just let that beautiful love energy cascade down into our hearts, fill us up, and overflow out to the world. And if you happen to be needing love this evening, right now, or when you're watching this, for your heart, for your body, for your mind, for a relationship or situation in your life, we send love to you right now. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so very much. All right. So we will get my little screens set up and then we will get going here. And before I jump in there, though, I did want to make sure everyone knew we have new weekly energy updates that came out this morning. And that's for this coming week. And this has the super new moon on it. So, some information around the super new moon. I like those. And yeah, I think that's good. That is all that I have. Uh, in case everyone is wondering how to donate to, because we do have donations do get priority, you can super chat down below, which is a little dollar bill looking thing with a dollar sign in it, or you can donate to PayPal and Venmo as well, and I'll get an email, and then we'll look at that as well. So I go in order down in the chat for all the free readings, and then if there is a donation, I just step out of the order, complete that, and then step back in where I left off and continue going down the list. So that's how we do it. All right, that has been your public service message. I'm gonna pop out the chat here and shrink this window down and make this one bigger so I can actually see. All right. So we are good to go. So we will start off with the first free reading is for Valverde, and you wanted a guided message for your new family in 2023. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. And I do want to do the Tarot of Dreams. So let's see what message they have for you. All right. So, Valverde, what would Spirit like you to know about your new family in 2023? All right. What else? I'll show these all at once because otherwise it looks kind of scary. Because you have the death card that pose up, but this is a death and a rebirth that comes in, because you have this beautiful faith card here, which is about with this new family, you really things. It is like, I mean, it really is a rebirth. It's like a reboot. You get to understand yourself so much more deeply and understand what it is. What are your truths? What are those things you truly believe in that are worth almost dying over? It's like what matters most? What is urgent and what is important? Urgent doesn't necessarily always important. And you also have the Palace of Swords, which palaces are unique to this deck. And it is about, you have your giant Ace of Swords here, which is the connecting to higher truths and cutting away old expectations and thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. So, it is this family gathering in 2023 is just challenges everyone's individual beliefs, which is always happens when there's newness, right? But people understand where people are coming from. And I love the Five of Swords energy where anything that feels like conflict doesn't have to be. Because when we look at things from a higher viewpoint rooted in unconditional love, those truths, and realize all these other small t truths that are rooted in fear are just opinion. And what it matters most, that we win a battle or that we lose the war, right? It's like, hmm, this is not something that I need to battle over, with someone. You let people believe what they want to believe, and you believe what you want to believe, and that equals harmony. So I like this awareness coming in, really deciding what is a deal breaker and something that you're willing to get in an argument over and blow up in an argument, and what's like, are we looking for harmony? Or are we looking to be right? Right. So I like that for you. So beautiful, beautiful. So I don't know why I'm seeing the Brady Bunch, all those two families coming together. And it's like, oh, these had three boys and three girls, and but they worked things out eventually, right? All right, but that's what they have for you, Valverde. So many blessings to you. All right, Anjali, you are up next. Hello. And you want universe's message for you. Let's see here. What does spirit have for you right now? What does the universe want you to know? So the first card that popped out is the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Coins, which is all about staying true to you and your authentic you. What do you want? Stick to that. Yeah. And I see that here because you've got the Queen of Wands, which is all about the fire, all about the being you, directing your energy. You make things happen, and you have an intuition that you connect to the higher realms too. But it really is this fiery passion and confidence of being you and moving forward in that, because it does bring you the stabilized energy. It's joy, celebration, even marriage. This card can be, but I just feel more so it's this expression of your fire just brings in such beautiful stability into your life, and it just feels very solid. It just feels, like I said, confidence, not arrogance. Arrogance is I'm better than everybody else. Um, Confidence is knowing your gifts and your abilities and who you are. And people like that. People really are attracted to confidence because a lot of our societies across the world teach us to not have confidence in ourselves and to be in fear all the time around, not meeting up to people's expectations, etc. But I do like that because in addition to those two fiery ones, you have the Three of Pentacles being yourself. That also opens up new opportunities in the outside world. And I kind of feel like there's some things in your life that have been taking forever to grow and grow and grow, which is the Seven of Pentacles. But I feel like, especially around movement in your life, that there is about to something is about to switch and about to change directions because you are going to be standing up for yourself, and it's going to, I kind of feel like that opens up new doors here. Whoops. Opens up new doors here. So I really like that. All right. So that's what the universe wants you right now. Stay true to you. It opens up doors. It opens up the correct doors for your path, rather than, you know, trying to be someone who you think other people want you to be. And then it opens up doors, but it's like doors to a prison. You don't want to go in there because you can't go anywhere. You have to abide by their rules in there. And it's like, nah, who wants that? But that's what you have, Anjali. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So, LA, you are the next free reading. I need like a general finance reading for 2023. All right. Let's get your 2023 financial report. So, what would you like LA to know, please? For 2023. Okay. Can you clarify that? All right. I feel like I need to show all of these all at the same time tonight, just because, when you first see this card, you're like, oh no, but it's a good card for 2023 because it starts off. It's a card of change. It's a card of transformation. You start off feeling facing these emotions of abandonment, left behind, left out in the cold. Literally it's snowing here, and it's this transformation of looking at other people, other humans, as the source of your sustenance. But this transformation happens. You see this beautiful light shining through this window. That's the universe source getting your attention, letting you know that they are the ones that bring you your sustenance. They make sure you have what you need in each moment. You may not have everything you want, or your human side wants in each moment, but you always have what you need. And it may come through humans, but doesn't necessarily have to. But they're just the delivery company. They're just the ones that bring in and deliver it from the creator to you. You don't have to worry about, what if I let people down? I mean, because if we look to the outside world and go, they are the ones that are responsible to bring me what I need in each moment, we're screwed. People, when humans go into fear, they withdraw support, right? They just go into selfish self-survival mode. And so if we're like depending on another human, well, there we go. That's why we have fear. But when we realize it's the creator, the source, the universe that brings us what we need in each moment, then we take a deep breath because we've got unconditional love from the creator. That's what the Ace of Cups is. It's full of eternal, which means never ending, unconditional, which means you can never lose it, not one condition for it. Nothing you have to do to earn it. It's all yours. You're just handed the Ace of Cups. And so you're like, okay, there we go. You have everything you need always in each moment. And we can just sit in that beautiful, beautiful love. So with that transformation, you move into this mother nature, mother nurture, and huge birth and abundance in finances in 2023. But it's when you take the attention and the fears around it and build trust in the creator that they're going to bring you what you need. And they always love bringing us more than we absolutely need. But you, at minimum, will always have what you need in each moment. You may not have like everything I need for 10 years of moments right now, but I will always have it. And you build that trust, and that just opens up things for you in finances for 2023. So I like that for you, LA. All right, we'll continue moving down the list. And next up is Divine Goddess. And you want to know what's coming towards you, just in general. And we will see what Spirit wants you to know. You are very welcome, LA. All right, so Divine Goddess, what does the Universe Creator want you to know? think it's the only card you really need. Let's see if they'll tell us more about what this is, though. Because the card that came flying out is the Sun card. Probably the most abundant, glorious, successful, brightest cards in the entire tarot. If not, at least in the top 5. Depends on who you ask, right? But beautiful, beautiful abundance, brightness, just flooding over your entire life. And let's take a look here and see what they okay. Yeah, and you've got the 3 of coins, which is all about being true to your authentic self, the 10 of coins, abundance, abundance, abundance. 8 of coins, you've been doing the work, putting in the effort, and that's movement in the outside world, relationship, job, education, body, finances, movement of location, whatever you've been working toward is what's unfolding. And look, there's the Sun card at the top. So there is this beautiful staying true to your authentic self and what you're wanting. And this is beautiful that's unfolding for you in the very near future here. Because you have the 8 of Swords, which is, again, like the 8 of Coins, movement of thought. And you're really realizing what of your own thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets have been making you feel blinded and bounded and restricted and kind of caught in a bubble that you couldn't get out of, but you're busting through that. And that's what's releasing and allowing you to have this movement in the outside world that brings you in the beautiful sun. So, definitely some great things headed your way here. So, whatever you've been working on, this thing that you've been really investing energy in, it's about to take off and really open up for you. Whether it's relationship, whatever it is, it's moving up. So it's not, and it's an improvement. So it could be. I mean, I never, you know, leave out the. Sometimes if we're in a toxic situation like a job or a relationship, and the better thing, moving on up means we're moving on out of it. That could happen, but it's more moving into something that's an ending, but it's a new beginning into something that is that sun. So it would mean that there's something already there that you're moving to, not like you're out of a job and you're like, oh my gosh, it's you're being moved from that job to a better one or that relationship to something more in alignment. So that's what they have for you, Divine Goddess. So many, many blessings. Rhonda! Hey, hey, hey. Glad to see you. Thanks. I know you've been kind of coming in at the very end, and I'm like, oh no. So I'm glad you made it. So great. Let's take a look here. You were wanting to know how are you doing with your progress on healing so you can have love come your way in a healthy place. I like it. Absolutely my pleasure. Woohoo! All right, you're so funny. All right, Rhonda, let's take a look here and see what update Spirit has on your love and healing and how that comes in here. So let's take a look. All right. Okay. I think while they got you, they're going to give you messages, right? Oh, I like it. So the first cards that came out, of course, you got the 2 of Cups, so we know this is all about love. So we like that. And we've got the 6 of Wands, which is recognition and victory. So this is definitely them saying your progress in the movement and transformation of your of the memories and the pain and the old emotions. So the 6 of Cups is all about nostalgia and old memories that you've have transformed these, and you are making such great progress in self-love that it is uh, going to be moving forward here soon. Because yeah, because you have the 10 of Swords, which is a great card. People look at it and they're like, "Oh my god, what do you mean this is a great card?" this really doesn't look like it's good. But it's good because the 10 is endings and new beginnings, and it means you grew tired, so tired and exhausted of trying to live up to all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that it's like, I am done. I'm letting it go. And so that's good. You've been taking out the swords one by one. You're no longer a pincushion, for those fears of losing conditional love. You're growing, you're growing, you're growing. You have stability, because you have the two of swords, which means you've been making decisions, and it's been helping you move into this four of coins energy, which is finding that your stability doesn't come from out there, it comes from in here. And because the four of pentacles journey, we talk about it quite a bit in the channel, um, with the they look outside of themselves for their worth, and they feel very unstable because relationships, people change or pass away. So relationships are always unstable on the outside world when you're using them for your worth. Also for situations like job, education, social status, situations we get into, they're constantly changing, also unstable. And then our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions, all that stuff, things break down, blow up, burn down, stolen, deteriorate. And so that's also unstable. And they eventually turn inward and upward for that beautiful, unconditional love, endless, eternal. And that becomes our foundation. It's something that we can never lose and something that never ends. Stability. It's like, yes, finally something that's stable that I can just really anchor myself in. And so that's what they say here that you've been doing and making great progress on it. So let me just take a look here. You are welcome. Whoa. Explosion of cards. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. So you've been doing the transition here of the energies from that of fear to love, and again, a 10 ending and new beginning, that you just got fed up with all the burden of all the energy of trying to live up to those 10 of swords. And and also here we go with the cups and the mourning, here's those two of cups, and you're leaving behind the emotions. You're up the stairs, you're headed off into that fulfillment, the wish fulfillment, because you're walking away from that. So I like it. Your last card was the tree of life. Here's us as souls, and we take this wonderful journey to get down to be a human and have this human experience on purpose for a purpose. And then we have a journey of kind of meeting up with our higher self. And that's where we find that love that we were talking about. So I really like this. I do feel that you've made wonderful progress, and you're headed up those stairs on those eight of cups, leaving behind old emotions that no longer serve you. So I like that. Six of wands in the beginning is the recognition that you have been doing so much deep hard work on those emotions and transforming them, that it's going to bring some wonderful things here. I don't feel like it's like in the next 2 weeks before the end of the year, but it is, um, a healthy love you're finding from within. Yes, absolutely. Yes, give yourself a high five, and we're all giving you a high five too. Whoopsh, whoopsh. In fact, we'll give you a 10. Um, but yeah, it starts with that love from within, and then that changes the love that we feel on the outside, because we feel that wholeness and that completeness within ourselves. The love on the outside is extra. Spirit's been saying lately that when we are so hungry, and we look on the outside of us for our fulfillment, and it's like American Chinese food, that you eat it and you're hungry an hour later. It's like, I don't feel fulfilled. But when we find the meal within us, we get so full, and we feel so full, and we even get first and second dessert on the inside, and what everyone else brings us of love on the outside, that's just extra dessert, third and fourth and fifth dessert. We can always make room for dessert, but if they withdraw it, we're like, no harm, no foul. I was stuffed anyway. So I love that, how that's unfolding. Oh, well, thank you, Rhonda. I'm so glad. Um, I'm so glad that it is helping. Yeah, working hard. You're like working hard for the money, working hard for the love. I know. So that's what they have for you. I'm so glad that you were able to make it to the reading at this time. So many, many, many blessings to you. Keep going, keep going. You're head up that Eight of Cups stairs to wish fulfillment. So I like that. So many, many blessings. All right. So Latoya, you are up next. And so is your ex Noel okay with us not being friends? Absolutely. How are you being rude, Latoya? I don't see anything on here. Uh-oh. Did you delete something? Were you being mean? I can't see you ever being rude. All right. So is your ex okay with us not being friends? All right. Let's take a look here. All right. What else? It appears so, Latoya, because you got the Sun card. They're like, okay. Um, and I feel because the Six of Cups, when this came out first, and these both have the Sun card here too, they have the memories. They have the happy memories, and that's what they're focusing on, and they're okay. Because I feel like, with these other cards, they really have. They're like ending of an old cycle and a new beginning, movement, 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 and the King of Swords is telling me that they're really like, I don't know if they're an air sign, but I feel like they have a lot of air in their chart where they're okay. They think through things and emotions. That might have been why they're your ex, right? That they're like, they're in their head, but the heart, is it there? Boop, 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 clear. Let's get that thing activated. Because I'm an air sign, sun. I have a ton of water in my chart, which kind of flows out. Otherwise, you know, sometimes when I used to suppress all my water, people would wonder, are you a sociopath? You don't have any feelings? And I'm like, oh my gosh, no. There's emotions going on down there. We just keep them contained. And so they're there. But I feel like they're a forward mover. And I feel like they're okay with not being friends because they have their memories, but they understand it, they get it, and so they're just like, moving forward, all that action, all that world, leaving behind the old and headed off into the new, um, you know, headed off into the sun. So yeah, so that's what we're looking at, Latoya. They are okay with it by these cards, and they, like I said, they get it, they understand that it's for the best. That so um, that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you there, Latoya. All right. So Grace, you are up next, and then like an angel message. Let's take a look here. I do have some healing with the angels oracle that want to speak to you. So we will pull from there. Let's see, what do they have? So angel message for Grace. Wow, you have harmony. Look at that beautiful card. There it goes. Took a second to focus, and let's see what message comes in with that. So, conflict is resolved in a situation that was troubling you. Know that you deserve this peace and happiness and accept it graciously. Grace. Beloved child of God, you are a peace lover at heart. And this card comes to you as a sign of new harmony that dawns upon you. Let go of viewing the situation as troubled and see yourself and others through the eyes of your guardian angels. In this way, you'll look past the surface and see the beauty and light that eternally shines within everyone. By shifting your viewpoint to the angelic perspective, you become an earth angel. Holding an elevated viewpoint sparks miraculous healings in all of your relationships. Conflict drops away, revealing the clean and new truth about everyone and everything. I love that too because it does uh, transform things in our lives. Because when we are seeing things from a place of fear in our lives, it's all about judgment, 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 comparison, contrast, which equals conflict, conflict, conflict. But when we look from a place of love, we begin to be able to tap into people's emotions. And as we are able to tap into people's emotions, we start to understand, wow, the sadness, the fear, the anger, just all these emotions that are rooted in fear. And that ignites compassion within our heart. And then eventually you start to understand the why. When we are coming from a place of unconditional love a lot more in our life, we're given details, but a lot of times they don't give us details why we have while we have a lot of triggers, because we will use that information in a fight instead of for healing. And so at a certain point, you start getting a lot of knowledge of like what happened to them when they were younger, what caused this pain and suffering. And with that understanding, you just never look at people the same. You don't look at people as like an angry, abusive person that's saying mean things to me. You see a little hurting 2-year-old child that was, beat or verbally abused or neglected or abandoned. And then you're just like, oh, come here. I want to pick you up and give you a hug. So it does transform things. And I love that for you, Grace, because I feel like you're in this developing stage of more and more of like your empathic abilities are expanding and you're like, whoa, what is all this? So I like it for you. So enjoy this journey in this process. I like it. All right. Hey, Chris Day. How are you? You are up next for the next free reading. Yeah. Oh, Rhonda, you are a Gemini. Oh, I get it. I get it. Patience is the hardest. Um, yeah, patience. I know when I get patience cards that come out, I'm like, oh, here we go. Because that it's rooted in fear. Patience is that we fear things are not unfolding fast enough, and that means something about us. But what's wonderful, and this is for everyone, is that when things are going slow, unfolding slowly, it's always for us, because they're giving us the time to work on our self love and expand things before that way things don't uh, move into our lives before we are ready for them. And so they're just like, just slow it down. It's like they have a little remote. You're watching a movie and they, instead of going regular speed, they kind of go doop, doop, where it slows, slower, slower. Sometimes it feels like it's frame by frame. But it's always for us. And when we remember, if we're going to trust the creator in the universe, we also trust timing. That was a huge one. It's still I don't think we ever stop that because we're in time, they're not, but we get it. All right, so thank you, Christy, for your patience. Let's, take a look. I'm gonna use the Ask Your Guides oracle, and let's see what they have for you. Will you find love ever? I think you will. I'm not sure, was it you that I answered? Did you ask that earlier today? Because I feel like I pulled cards on that for someone. Of course, everyone wants to know, will I find love ever? But because of that ever, someone said ever as well. Let's take a look here. All right. Rest. Have patience. What were we just talking about, right? Rest. We wax. Let's take a look here. This is the Holy Spirit talking to you. So our culturally perverse notion that doing is the correct use of time and that doing nothing is a complete waste of time has indeed made us a sick society. Uh, Overwhelming desire to back off from the whirlwind of activity and take a break, even throw in the towel altogether, isn't crazy or unrealistic. It's a direct summons from the Holy Spirit to withdraw your attention from the outer world and reconnect your attention with your soul. Your life is not to be frittered away in meaningless and unexamined activity. You came in with a purpose and your specific soul intentions that are being neglected. They're now knocking at the door of your attention, reminding you that you have commitments to keep. If you don't heed this call and begin to self examine, you may even enter a dark night of the soul. A time where nothing feels meaningful. And that's not like a punishment when that happens. It's just when our it's like um let me think of an example. It's when it's like the a gas line coming into a lantern. If we're not aligned with the gas line and we go off kilter, then the oil from the, let's say it's a like a liquid gas, it drips off and it doesn't go into the lantern. The lantern dims because we have moved away from the source of the stuff coming in. So that's really what it is. It's not like, oh, you didn't do what you're supposed to, so now dark night, here you go. It's just an occurrence that happens, and then when we move back in alignment, then we feel our heart ignite again. It says, listen to the Holy Spirit and open your heart to its direction. Take lots of time to be alone and get in touch with your soul. Write in a journal, seek counseling, and pray. Allow yourself to be in direct contact with the guiding wisdom of the Holy Spirit on a daily basis. Withdrawing from the world, whether through contemplation, meditation, or even a sabbatical, is the most powerful way to use your time right now. The Holy Spirit is guiding you in your quiet moments. Its message: make time for yourself. So that's a clear message, right? That taking time for you is the priority. Um, and I'm going to pull cards there for that. Will I find love ever? But I feel like it just feels like we pulled cards for that, and if I remember, it was like, yes, it's just a matter of time. Because I thought you got like the Hanged Man. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you got the Four of Swords, which is rest, like a peace of mind. So there's the resting, taking time, connecting to the higher. The Ace of Swords is connecting to those higher beliefs of unconditional love and light that help you weed away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, um, around relationships, around love. And you got the Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. nurturing yourself, taking time for you to nurture yourself. Got the temperance card, balance, patience. It's like, nah. But the great thing is that you're working on creating this palace, a place where you feel safe uh, expressing your passions, your heart's desire, allowing your that safety. And shortly after this, that's when the Knight of Wands comes in, which is the fastest wand altogether. And I feel like it's going to go from 0 to 100, like Mach 100. But they having you spend a little more time with yourself, understanding the expectations you have around love for yourself and others, and what it's supposed to be, would need to be, have to be, all those, fears of losing conditional love. What does it mean if they don't do this? What if it means when I don't want to do that? And, it's really understanding that. And then boom, you take off. So definitely you will find love. It's just they're wanting to help you raise your love vibration to that level to where you're ready for this thing. And like we were just talking about, then the remote goes and it goes starts going fast. Life starts going faster and faster. So I do like that for you. And okay, so make sure there was an email that came in. I want to make sure it wasn't a donation because I want to make sure to honor those that are coming in. All right. So that's what they have for you, Christy. So many blessings for you. All right. So Queen Bee, you are up next and you'd like a general reading. So let's take a look and see what we have here. Actually, we're going to switch up here to the Transient Light Tarot. Let's take a look. Hope everyone's had a wonderful day or wonderful night, wherever you're at in the world. All right, let's take a look here, Queen Bee. Right. Yeah. It looks like here with this Crown of Wands, which is the King of Wands, that you are really taking your energy in a just in your hand. And the King of Wands, you can look at him like as an entrepreneur, someone who can really super focus their energy and they get stuff done. They have movement. They have it's like people just like when you walk into a room, there's a presence of it's not demanding, it's commanding. You walk in and people are just like, wow, okay, they have this respect. It's like, I think what it was, someone said it was like an ox once. Like when you see a giant ox with, they have the big horns and they're huge, and like a bull in a pasture, you don't argue with the bull that it's their pasture. You go, I honor you, I respect you, but it's not out of fear that they do this. They respect your strength. And that's what I feel with that. Um, I feel like you are also really looking into your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. Just, you know, I feel like with that King of Wands that you're really taking control, understanding what of your own thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets have been stealing from you. I love the butterfly, removing these thoughts and beliefs. That's what happens with this. This is a gift for you, which allows you to connect to the higher realms, which the King of Wands can also mean your higher self. So taking time to really connect to the wisdom of things from above, seeing life from a place of unconditional love, not things that are rooted in fear and these all these rules of humankind of the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, and the must, these small t truths and opinions that are rooted in fears. You're able to look things from a higher point of view and go and really understand like you're fearing. Like, common one that most humans have is if they have a job, is I fear losing my job. Well, why do we fear that? Well, because what if I can't find another one? What if you can't? Well, then I won't be able to pay bills. Okay. And well, then I'll lose my home. Okay. Well, then I'll have to go live with relatives. It's like, okay. And they're like, oh, okay. Or they're like, I don't have anywhere else to go. I'll end up on the streets. Okay. Well, then I'll end up starving to death. Will you? It's like we really understand what our fears are, and we're like, "Oh, no, usually government, there's some sort of place to go, or we have friends, or we will find another job." We really start to bring our fears out into the open. We see the stuff that's been stealing from us that didn't need to be stealing from us, and we get to release those. So I like that for you, Queen Bee. So some wonderful, wonderful power coming in, and a transformation of some thoughts and beliefs for you. All right. I like it. All right. So we're looking good here. And we are to Cynthia Brito. You are up and you'd like just a general reading for the next 5 days. What's coming in? Let's take a look here. All right. So 5 days. Okay. What else? Okay. Okay. All right. So you have the keeper of vessels, which is the queen of cups. And so she not only rolls over water, but she's given double water, which means there's a lot of emotion that is surrounding you. But um, she rolls over it, so it's really about trusting your intuition, trust your gut, allow yourself to feel emotions. You don't necessarily need to take action on them, but feel them. Because you do have this, you have new birth coming in. You got the Empress, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, but also new birth, things coming in. And yeah, and it even says the nurture on this card. It's usually the Empress. And then you have the Apprentice of Coins, which is the Page of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot, which is new opportunities, new things in the outside world. So in the next 5 days, you have feel your emotions, understand your emotions, trust your intuition, not your human heart that fears, but your gut, your higher heart. Trust that intuition. Try to breathe as much as you can and try to let love flow as much as you can. You see all the love flowing out of like all the crevices of the heart, all the vessels. It's like love, 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 love. Let love flow. Love is the key over the next 5 days. And that opens up beautiful new opportunities and rebirth, and give yourself this love too during these next 5 days. So it's trying to stay, and that's why they want you to breathe a lot, to stay out of fear as much as you can over these next 5 days, because they're very important days of new birth and new things coming into your life. And trust in your gut and your higher heart, which the more you focus on unconditional love flowing down into you and out of you, the more clearly the messages are that you hear from spirit, and then that helps you with these new opportunities. It's like the more you listen, the more opportunities that there are. You'll have a minimum amount of opportunities that are going to come in regardless, but the more you listen, the more you can get, which is wonderful, right? So that's what they have for you, Cynthia. So that's your mission if you choose to accept it. So many blessings to you and much love. All right, Strawberry Rose, you will be up next here. All right. So, what does Jay currently feel about you? Today is supposed to be your anniversary. Okay, let's take a look here. Hmm. Let me see here. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Strength card, and the Four of Coins. And so when I, I'm asking spirit, what are Jay's current feelings about you? They're like, so let's talk about your feelings for you. And we're like, that wasn't the question. They're like, this is what is important for you to know. There's some more cards here, but they want to start off with these. So the Wheel of Fortune here, the wheel, the number 10, this is fate. This is a story that tells us that when before we come down here, our soul, which is represented by this one here, this is your human. So our soul decides if when it comes down here that it wants this lion to represent it in this lifetime, when it's going to be born, when it's going to withdraw back to spirit, and all these fated events it wants to experience as it goes through life. And there is no accident, there is nothing that happens to us. It's all fine-tunedly planned out. But within each of those fated events, we still have the power to choose what emotion we want to feel and what thought and story we want to put around it. So we still have that beautiful, it's like being in a giant improv play where we're given the theme and the characters and that, and then we get to decide what it looks like in our brain and in our heart as we go through it. So they want you to know that this, like, your relationship with Jay was fated and it was designed to happen exactly as it happened, and what you learn from it is what is the most important thing. Because the strength card here has the story of our lion. Our human side goes out, is told to go outside for its sustenance, but it's never satisfied with what it searches for on the outside because it's told to eat of relationship situations and things. And as you know, relationships unstable, people change or people pass away. Situations like job, education never stay the same, and things break down, deteriorate, are stolen, etc. And I know this kind of looks like it's my head right here on my body. Oh, that's really hey, I wish I looked like that. So but the higher self here is what brings in the what we're looking for, because the outside world disappoints us enough, it turns us inward and upward, and that's where our higher self meets us with the unconditional love we've been looking for all along. So, and that's the whole story of the Four of Coins, the Four of Pentacles that you get too. It's all about the story of we search for the outside for three pentacles that are supposed to make us feel whole and complete, but we get disappointed and we end up turning inward and upward to find that thing that is so fulfilling and whole for us, which is that eternal unconditional love of the higher realms. So I feel like with all of this, they're like turning it back, um, for you to look at yourself and the love that you're looking for inside. Because you also got the Ace of Cups, which is new higher love, or the unconditional love from above, and the Three of Cups, which represents it's joy and celebration, but it's a special card with spirit that talks about, whoops, it's your spiritual posse letting you know that they're there and that they love you. It's your guardian angels and your spirit guides and your loved ones on the other side and your ancestors and unicorns and fairies and leprechauns, or whatever you believe those beautiful beings of unconditional love and light are. And that is them. And so all of this is pointing back. It's like, what is that person out there feeling about me? We'll never know because you're a mirror. They only look into you and see themselves. How they really feel about you, they've never met you. They've only looked in a mirror and saw themselves. And you really never met Jay. You looked into the mirror called Jay and you were seeing what you had already asked to see about yourself. So when it's like today is supposed to be our anniversary, it's like, when's your anniversary with yourself? It's like, this is the love that you're looking for. You're just cheating on yourself with Jay, having him define your love, or them define your love, and not your higher self. So you have this Two of Coins coming in balancing in cycles of the outside world, balancing the heavens with your physical world. And so they are letting you know it's you're on a circular pattern of you experience the human and connect to the heavens, experience the human, connect to the heavens. And it's like now is the time to connect to the heavens for you. Yeah, because they're having this is time for a rebirth. That part of your life is completed what it was designed to complete, what it was fated to complete, and now you're moving into a rebirth, into a new area of your life. So I know it's like, oh, but when you look at your situation and we transform it from going, why did this happen to me, to really the truer question of why did I want this to happen for me? What am I learning about myself through this? Because that's what really has happened. That's really why it came to be. And that's what they have for you right now, Strawberry Rose. So I know not what we were thinking, what we were expecting, but that is, they always bring us what we need to hear, not what we want to hear. I know. I know. And me being the messenger, I know. I'm like, here's the envelope. Sorry. Sorry in advance. But it is for you, so I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. My heart goes out to you because I've been there. I've been there many times. But I also have been on that where they gave me information I really needed, not what I wanted, and it was what I needed. And so they always have our highest experience and love us so much, so we can trust them. All right. So that's what they have for you, Strawberry Rose. Hang in there. Much love to you. All right. Kayla. Oh, you know what, Kayla? You were. I'm so sorry. Old man eyes, you gotta keep me in line. So sorry, I did not. I don't know why I overlooked. Oh, because you were in between. Latoya had two comments, and I totally looked over that. So my sincerest apologies. So we will backtrack and cover Kayla, and then I will return to Skyfalls. So Kayla, how does P feel about you? Thank you for your patience with me. you know, you're not as sharp as you were when you're younger. It's just the human. So let's take a look here. How does P feel about you? Anything else? All right, let's see what these are. So we got the Seven of Swords here. And so swords are so he's got a couple swords here. So he's doing a lot of thinking. So when you're asking how does he feel? Well, I don't know if he feels a whole lot. He's feels like he's a thinker. He's got the 10 of swords and the 7 of swords. And both of these represent a lot of fear. And I don't know if this has really anything to do with you as so much as what he grew up with or they grew up with, in their life, because the 7 of swords is about fears that make them lose things because they don't act, they don't allow themselves to experience things because they have fears. It's the thoughts and beliefs that steal from them out of their life. And the 10 of swords, they're almost to the point of exhaustion, trying to please everyone. I mean, look at all the swords. I love how they have these all broken because these are all expectations and thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have disappointed and not worked out. And they're just to the point where they're just so exhausted trying to live up to all these ideas of how life should be in relationships and work and family and the world and finances and blah blah blah. It's like this endless list of, oh my gosh, so he's at this point where he's really turned inward, because the revealer, which is the high priestess card, is about them stepping back into their temple, looking into their behind the veil and into their emotions and even up above and connecting to spirit. And but it's them really trying to understand what they want in life because they just got so overwhelmed with the outside world. They're in there like it's a turtle pulled into their shell, an armadillo that has um, turned into the ball, and they're in there trying to figure things out. And one of the things that they have is the six of coins, which is their tendency to go into codependent relationships where, all of those fears, they have this very, it's like they have a low sense of their worth. And so they tend to overgive and not allow a lot back, which I feel in their life means that when people wanted to give to them, they wouldn't allow them to, and they'd end up going outside of their relationship and cheat on them or not give them attention, and then they would drift apart because P would become resentful and exhausted. And so I feel like they are in this ball right now trying to figure things out of, why do I feel that way? Why do I let that stuff happen to me? Why? And they have all that going on. So I feel like their feelings, it's like when someone has heart surgery, they have to put the heart on automatic and, on a machine, and keep everyone out, because when you're opening up the chest, you can't have just people coming in and tapping on the heart going, what is this about? What's this? They have to keep out infection when they're doing this microscopic surgery on their heart. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on right now, Kayla, is that they're just in this ball trying to protect themselves as they reflect on everything that's going on in their life. So that's what they have. I know you're like, I waited for that. But all their emotions are just like on pause while while they're going through this deep self-examination within their mind. Um, they're really focusing more on their thoughts and beliefs than their feelings right now, because they know that these things were causing these disappointments. So why? So that's what they have. So thanks for your patience while I uh, went right by you. So thank you, and many blessings to you, Kayla. All right, Skyfalls, we are back in order here going forward, unless I skipped anyone else. If I did, please let me know. So Skyfalls, what spirits say, if any good things coming your way? Let's take a look. So what do you have for Skyfalls? Yeah, I would say yes. I know that didn't sound very convincing, but yes, because you have the moon. So that's what I was distracted by. You have the moon, which is mysteries and cycles and things that are below the surface. You have some great things that are going to come to the surface for you, that lead to good things. So you have the Nine of Wands, which would represent blocks. I like to do it this way because it looks like a fence that's blocking us, right? But one of these, this big wand here, is actually your Ace of Wands that you hold as the King of Wands here. And so I feel like what is below the surface and what bubbles to the surface is your understanding of your power, your understanding of whatever you focus on is what grows and expands in your life. And with that, you go and you grab the Ace of Wands, which is yours, activate the energy around it, and then you're able to move it, which opens up this big gap that you can walk through. And so, whatever this energetic block is going on in your life, This reflection with that moon card into your subconscious of what's happening allows you for this movement. It allows you with the chariot victory and movement and power, along with your strength card, which is connection to your higher self, which, by the way, the crown of wands can also represent your higher spiritual self. So definitely there's this great assistance that comes from connecting to the higher realms to help you really stand in your power and allow you to move through. So I really feel that's good news because whatever, and you'll know what block this is, what area of your life where you just feel either stagnant or like I can't ever get past this, stage of a relationship or level of a job or whatever it might be. It's because there's something underneath the surface that is bubbling up for you to look at. And once you bring it from the unconscious to the conscious, it almost like takes care of itself and you have this power that comes in around it. So that is what they have for you, Skyfalls. So many blessings for you. And we are at the top of the hour, so it's time for the public service announcement. I'm usually on for 2.5 hours, so I'll be on for another about an hour and a half, as long as the voice continues, both the inner and the higher. Um, uh, so if you want to make sure that I do get to your reading, we do prioritize donations. And so if you make a donation, I step out of line, take care of those, and I step back in line and continue to go in order down the chat for the free readings. So that has been your public service announcement. So back to the regular scheduled programming. All right. So many blessings to you, Sky Falls. And yay, right? Yay. All right. You're so funny. So, bold and beautiful girl Andrushri, you are up next. And are you on the right path? And thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you give the video. It does help spread the Zen love. And so thank you for being part of the love tsunami. It definitely does help out. So thank you. Are you on the right path? Bold and beautiful. Jushi. Thank you. Okay. I believe you are. I mean, this, you're like, what with this? The Three of Swords, which is expectations equal disappointment, and the Five of Coins, which is all about the transformation of where does my moment by moment sustenance come from? Yeah, because of the combination here, it's really showing that you are having this deeper and deeper understanding of what, expectations equal disappointment. And when we're looking to the outside world for our sustenance, we do have disappointment. And so you're really coming to this awareness because of this Page of Swords, because this is about connecting to this higher knowledge and this higher awareness. You've been really gleaning a lot of wisdom through what you are experiencing in life. And so I kind of feel like, especially the revealer to you of the high priestess, which is about super reflection. You go inward, you really review things, you really are understanding a higher point of view on life. Kind of feel like you learn a lot through watching other people, like you don't have to go through so much yourself because you're like, you watch your friends and you're like, okay, so they're all going through that in relationships. I'm glad I'm learning this way from this point of view rather than being in it, because you really have this ability. I feel like you have with that high priestess, a big empathic ability where you feel people's emotions. And so you almost like, people are like, how could you even know what I'm talking about? You never gone through it. And you're like, please, I feel your emotions. I feel like I've been through it because I went through it with you. But that's how I feel like you're learning, and you're definitely um, on the right path of wisdom and with things unfolding that way. Yeah. Yeah. And then you have new love headed your way. So you're gonna put into practice what you've learned evidently, because you got the Ace of Cups, which is new love, and the Lover's card, which, of course, is love. So, I really like that. So, you are on the right path for romantic love, a deeper love, and you are gleaning a lot of wisdom in where you're headed. And it's like almost spirit going, there is no wrong path, you know. You're learning and you're learning and you're gleaning wisdom, and that's what you came here for. Um, so that's what they have for you. They just want to let you know that there is no wrong choice. Yeah, and here's the moon too with that high priestess, which is all about seeing things from a higher perspective, able to dive down deep into the emotions, really connected to emotions and moon energy. Very mother, like Mother Luna nurturingness too. Um, so I just feel like you live a lot of life of a lot of love for people and helping them go through things, because you got the nurturer too. Yeah, so definitely you help people go through so much. It's like you spend a lot of your energy helping other people deal with their emotions, and you learn so much through that yourself, like we were talking about. So I like that for you, Anjushri. So many blessings for you. You hang in there. All right. See you, Shanta. You will be the next one up. All right. Anyone know Ebony's current feelings towards you? All right. So you're going through the alphabet? Because I think Destiny was earlier. And then after that, next will be Francine, and then Gigi, and then Henrietta, Inez, Julia. You're so funny. So, what are Ebony's current feelings towards you? They're sassy tonight. I know. It's partly your uh, team too, because when I do a reading, I channel through my guides, but they're connecting through you guys. So my guides are not going to take all the credit for all the sass. All right. All right. Well, interesting, interesting, interesting. So it's like they feel like they've invested a lot of energy towards you with this crown of wands too. They feel like they're ready to take um, command of the energy that they've been giving. It's almost like they've just been flooding a lot of energy, but haven't really directed a whole lot. They've just been doing a lot of stuff, but it just feels like it's been scattered and all over the place. But they're ready to really focus energy in specifically towards you, because they have the page of wands. So they are looking for this new energy. And the five of coins, the five of pentacles, does have to do with their worth and sustenance. And I almost feel like it's like they're going to put their money where their mouth is or their energy is, where I feel like they're going to offer a gift of some sort to express themselves because of all this energy that they've been investing. It's just like a it would be someone that goes, here's this and here's that and here's this and let's go do that, and it just doesn't feel like there's organized intention. It just kind of feels like, okay, what are you, like you're asking, what are your feelings? What are their intentions? I kind of it just feels like all over the place, right? Well, that is about to change because they have the two of wands. They're really realizing and getting control of their power and how they're going to invest it, and they are going to be very clear about their intentions and their feelings for you, because this is what they want. They want romance, they want this love, they want this to come in, and so they're going to really reveal it very soon. They have a lot of fire, so they're probably a fire sign, right? But a lot of fire in their chart because they just it's almost like an Aries type of energy where and maybe this is like the first time they felt this way about someone, and so they're just not sure what to do, and that's why it feels kind of um like new. I was gonna say it's not like well, like new, it's like someone that doesn't really know what they're doing, and you're like, okay, so they're kind of fumbling over themselves, trying to express themselves and their energy, but they're learning fast, and they're really ready to take control, and they're about to do some stuff, like offer you a gift, offer you um, a real intentional date type of thing. So that's what I feel for you. So that's what they want right now, Sia Shanta. So many blessings to you. That's what I'm picking up by those cards. All right. So many, many blessings. Random, you are up next. Oh, well, thank you so much, Random. I love the feeling, and I do. It is definitely an honor. Thank you. And you'd like to know if will you ever do any healing work professionally? If so, when? If not, what type of work do they see you doing? All right, let's take a look here. All right. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, that was a lot of cards. We'll start with this one. Okay. All right. So, I see here the 10 of wands is a lot of energy. And because we're looking in about healing energy and healing work and kind of doing energy work, this is really that you have a lot of powerful energy that you can channel. And so I would say that would be a yes for that. There is this awareness here. So there is, understanding what the gift is and how to use it. But I feel like there's almost just a caution, not a warning, but just a caution. Try not to limit yourself by human knowledge of, okay, well, I'm going to go take a class then and learn how other people have done it. And that's the way I'm supposed to do it too. Meh. With these, both of these Ace of Swords here that you have, it's about you having higher knowledge and you connecting and trusting your intuition. And I know this is swords, which is thoughts and beliefs, but that's what they're having there because they are the Three of Cups, which is spirit, um, coming in here, your posse of support saying, we will tell you how to, like, these are like different spiritual guides of yours. They will show you how to paint. They're going to give you the higher knowledge and to you can still take like classes and get certifications and stuff, but that's the caution is like use it as just a way to understand and to come up with questions and to investigate, but it's almost like doing archaeology. They're like just go in and understand where it came from and how it developed and all this, but don't feel like you have to become specific. Like you don't have to become a Reiki master. You don't have to, study Qigong and become a Qigong master or whatever. You get to explore, but not become a part of that. It's like they really are about you um, choosing and you doing it. Because here's the Chariot, which is all about victory and movement and power of choice, and that you get to, it's like it's your speech, it's you determining how you do it, not being confined, because you have so much energy. If you try to confine it, it limits it, and they don't want you to limit it because they're like, you have so much to offer with it, which I like. And you have the Page of Pentacles, the Apprentice of Coins, new opportunities coming up and opening with it. So when I feel like with that Chariot card, that is soon. Um, and I mean, you have the ability, you're a healer. You can start right now, you can, with friends and family and pets, and you probably already have, I know with me, because I do some energy work, that it started. I didn't even know. I mean, I grew up like in organized religion that was very. They used to call them the holy rollers because they would speak in tongues and fall under spirit and stuff. And so I had a knowledge and awareness, or an upbringing somewhat, of that miracles happen, that there's energy work, that things move. And we were sitting with some friends. It was actually, we were at a bar that was like dead. There was nobody there, and a friend of ours was going through a lot, and she happened to be sitting next to me, and we were kind of on a circle of bar stools, and just talking and trying to comfort her. And I just felt this urge to just put my hand on her lower back. And when I was doing that, she just looked over at me and she was like, "Your hand is on fire, but I can feel just this electricity moving through my body." And I didn't even know this, friend of mine, who actually, she is a licensed physician, a doctor now. She was like, "Do you do healing hands?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then I was like, "Oh, so you could already have been doing something like that," is what I'm feeling. And that if not, you will start to do it, and you can start right away. Professionally, then that is, moving into, um, if you feel you want to get a certification, just so that you have it on your wall or whatever, just follow your heart with it. But I feel like it's time is now. So that's what they have for you, random. So start looking in your area. What's available? Sometimes they even have them online. So, but that's what they have, random. So many, many blessings for you. Excited to see what you do. All right. So PK, you are the next free reading. And will Felipe come back? Okay, let's take a look here and see what Spirit has. All right. So will Felipe come back? I don't see it here, because we have the Wheel of Fortune, which was things changed in your life, with them leaving. It was part of the fated wheel turning, because we also have the Fool card, which is about ending of an old cycle and new beginning, new things to head off into. And with the situation, we have the Justice card, which is about the situation of when fated things unfold. It's always for us, even though at the time it doesn't feel like it's for us. We're like, why is this happening to me? But it's always happening for us, and it brings us beautiful knowledge and wisdom. This is the Ace of Swords, which connects us to the higher wisdom that's rooted in unconditional love. And it Justice card usually has like the scales, which balances things out in our life. It allows us to see things from a different perspective, allows us to move from being so weighted on fears of losing conditional love, and the fears and all these opinions and all these expectations of supposed to and should and need to that happen in our life. It allows us to balance it out and see there's always another choice in the moment. We didn't know there was one before, until our world gets shaken, where we um, feel this almost desperation that we need another choice besides feeling this horrible way of fear. And then we start to understand and connect more. Um, Especially with the Four of Coins. The Four of Coins message comes in about us looking for our worth in the outside world and being disappointed by it, because we're told to look into relationships and situations and things, and we are left disappointed and feeling unstable because relationships, people change or they pass away. Situations like jobs and education, situational things we can get in, they never stay the same. Their world's constantly changing, right? And of course, things break down, deteriorate, blow up, catch on fire, stolen. So eventually, we realize through all of that that you know, okay, um, things happen for me in the outside world to turn me inward and upward, where I find stability in the eternal, unconditional love we get from up above, from in our heart and upward. And so I feel like with all of that, they're telling you, that no, that the wheel has turned, and the purpose of them being in your life at the time was for that. But without them being in your life now, what you're learning and gleaning from the absence and the fears around what it means about you and the world and whatever, it's like, oh, okay, I'm understanding it now. And I'm seeing things from a higher perspective. I'm being able to see that these things are happening for me, even though hindsight, of course, usually years hindsight looking back, we can go, oh, now I see why that happened 10 years ago. But when we're going through things, it's like we're so usually consumed with the emotions we're feeling. We don't see it, but I feel like you're starting to see things faster and faster of the why they're happening for you rather than to you. So that's what they have for you, PK. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So, Smriti Mandal, you are up next for the next free reading. Let me just double check here. Yep, we're doing good. And you want to know Utbal's current feelings towards you and next actions. Let's take a look. And I have the winter summer solstice readings are going to be coming out at midnight tonight. Ooh, exciting. Since it's next week, we go into winter on the 21st. All right. So, Paul, current feelings towards you and next actions. All right. I'm not getting anything from those. So we're going to park those and let those regenerate. And we're going to move to the Tarot of Dreams. Or they have no feelings towards you and there are no next actions. That could be the message, but I doubt it. All right. Let's take a look here. So, what current feelings? All right. So their current feelings, I feel like they have this block, this passionate block around there. And it's interesting because the Tree of Life, this is a card that's unique to this deck, but it's usually about our higher self and the path that our human took to become human and our trip back. But I feel like with all these stairs and with these, this is like stairs and passageways, I just feel like they're having trouble with understanding what they're feeling, because there's a fire is very much about passion and energy, but um because we have the Page of Cups, which is new love over here. And so I feel like they have these feelings, but they just are having trouble getting past something in their life. And with this tree of life, I almost feel like family tree. And that's why I feel like they're having such struggles with it and why there's this block because they don't realize that they have this block or where it came from, but it really came from their childhood. I feel like it's been passed down from generation to generation, whatever's been going on, whether it's been divorced parents or abusive parents or, um, they don't show affection in their family or whatever it may be. It just feels like they just are like, I don't understand. It's almost like they're see, they're like, I can't, I just don't know. I don't know. How far does this go up? How do I get past this? I don't know. There's like, I can go up to this stair, but I can't go any further. And so it could be like this fear of commitment or this block of commitment, like they just can't move past a certain thing in their life. So I just feel like they're at a standstill. They're lost. I just don't know what. I just don't know what. And so I feel like their next action is to get help from like I don't even know if they're talking to friends and or not. Okay. I do like it though, because they do have the 6, which is victory and movement of energy and towards wish fulfillment. So I do feel like they will bust through, but um, I'm not sure how long this is going to take. Let's take a look here. Any ideas on timing or what is going to spawn this? Um, So they do have this connecting to their higher self, connecting. It's timing. So this is going to be divine timing. They're like this pause that's happening is happening for both of you. Yeah, because here this came back out again. So this pause, this energy block, is from higher self. That's happening here because it's for both of you right now to focus in on your own self love and to raise your vibration. So when there's a block, especially when it's divine, like they're just saying, this is divine, we're slowing it down. We're the one that have the block up. It's like, oh, okay, well, that makes total sense then, because whenever there's a pause or a block in our life, they're doing it for us to work on our own self love because we can't love others more than the extent that we love ourselves, and we can't receive love from others more than the extent we love ourselves. So if I love myself, my self-love is that far open, it's going to be dripping in and dripping out. There's not going to be this huge flow. But the more I expand my self-love with connection to the higher realms and understanding what beliefs and everything I have about myself, when I do that inner work, then things start to speed up in the outside world and those blocks are removed out. So that's what they have for you right now, Smriti. So I know. Many blessings to you. It's like, inner work, but that's what they have. All right. Hey, Olivia. Welcome, welcome. B. Christiana, you are the next free reading. Let me just make sure here. Okay, yep, we are good. And so, who is coming towards you in love, regarding love? Well, so there will be someone coming here soon, but you've got this big um little course that you're taking right now with the hermit card. This is you being, you're like in this timeout where you are connecting with spirit, which this is your higher self in the spirit world. They're having you spend some time with them understanding all the stuff that's limiting you and making you feel trapped and restricted, the all the little bars on the cage that we're in our our expectations and our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets that we have around, in this case, love, because that's what you're asking about. And so our shadow will come and rattle the cage, and spirit is has you like in this little special class with them to do this, to open it up. So you probably been having like relationship challenges, seeing things in like within relationships outside of you, like friends and family, and going through things that remind you of stuff you went through, or that are rattling things up and having these triggers come in, but it's happening for you so that you can be releasing those and realize this cage that you have felt like you've been in, and it frees you, it opens you up, because you get to really stand in your passion and your power and connection to spirit too, because the Queen of Wands is both rules over fire, but she also, all the queens get water too. So she's very intuitive, very in tune with emotions, but you're able to move forward with confidence and with your power and make things happen and move forward. And then passion does come in after this, class that you're taking, because they have the Eight of Wands is definitely passion and movement, comes in fast and furious too. So um, right now, they're like, no one is coming in right like right now because they have you in a classroom and they don't allow anyone in. You just get to experience things from the outside world mainly, and anyone that you start to have like any kind of connection with, they end up ghosting you, or it ends up busting, and almost like spirit is like blocking you, and you're just like, wow, what happened? And it's like, okay, this is what is happening, this is what is unfolding, but it's unfolding for you. And then, so the faster that you work on your innards and do that inner classroom, then the faster you graduate, and the faster your energy is raised up, that brings someone in. And they don't want to even show you that yet, because they're like, we don't want to distract you from your studies. Do the studies, and then we'll talk after graduation. So that's what they have for you, Christiana. So I know, oh, rah, rah, rah. What is it tonight with all these? But that's what they have. So it is for you. So that's what we have. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So thank you, Renee Lee, for your donation. So we will prioritize your reading. I am doing very well. I hope you're doing well. So, do you see anything concerning you regarding your health? All right, let's take a look here. Now, of course, when here in the United States, when we have health questions with tarot, we just have to have a disclaimer that tarot should not replace the professional opinions of licensed physicians, etc. And it's always up to you to make decisions for your own health. But so that's that. Disclaimer done. All right. So let's take a look here and see what messages come through for you. Oh, okay, very good. All right. Okay. Okay. So it's interesting. I know I got these cards. I'm like, what? This isn't a love reading. What's going on? But sixes, um, this is also about emotional choice. And the sixes, of course, is about balance. So things I feel, and this is physical world, things do balance out. And a big part of that helps you with that is your choice about um, where you're at in each moment. Because what happens every moment is either of unconditional love or of the fear of losing conditional love. And every moment we get to choose what story we put to it and what emotion we want to feel as we go through it. Neither is right, neither is wrong. They just impact us differently. And now I see why they want to say this. So I, I eventually catch on with what they're trying to tell, what you're trying to say. But when unconditional love expands, it draws us into gratitude and joy and laughter and peace and health, because when we are in unconditional love, we're not stressing, and our body is working at its highest and most efficient. When we go in and when we choose fears, our body goes into fight or flight mode, and it contracts. It shuts down immune system and floods our body with adrenaline, and it impacts our nervous system. And if you just Google fight or flight mode human, it's going to give you all the symptoms, all the stuff that it does to our body, which is supposed to be temporary, right? We're not supposed to be in continual fight or flight mode. It was more designed when we're in physical danger, it kicks in. But we have so many emotional monsters in our life that our body reacts to, like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get that job, or I don't look that way, all this other stuff that we've been um, put in there. And so they are showing the power that you hold in each moment on, am I choosing unconditional love and peace, or am I choosing fear and stress? And then, because that, when we're not in ease, we are in dis-ease, and that impacts our body that way. So I really feel, though, I mean, and now I understand why they have the magician card, which is, the magician card is us taking that power that we have within us, that wherever we point our wand is what grows. So when I focus on my fears, what I feel is missing in my life, or what's in my life that I don't want, when I'm focusing on that, I'm growing it. And then when I focus my wand on what I'm grateful for in life, and focus on all that joy and everything I talked about and what I do want in my life, then that expands. So, like, when it comes to health, one of the things that really helps is, like, I focus on, I want health. Thank you for divine health. And we focus on health. And when I focus on, I want to be healed, the universe goes, oh, they like to be healed, so I continually give them stuff to be healed from, because they like the healing process. No, 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 I don't. No, I want health. And they're like, oh, okay. So we focus on health instead. So it's like, whatever I want, I focus on, and I'm very specific about, right? So that is what's coming through there. I do show here um, fire and movement. Four of Wands is stable energy, and the Knight of Wands is a lot of energy in the pursuit of our power and energy too. So, with that, this is also, kind of fiery energy. So you do have a lot of that coming in here, um, and you hold a lot of the power within us. I mean, I'm sure you've seen, what is there's a movie, I forget what it's called. I think it's called Heal. I forget, but there is the lot of movies out there about how our belief so much is so powerful, and it impacts our bodies. People are healed of cancer on their own, and healed of lifelong stuff when they just by their own um attitude, and where they're investing their energy and stuff. So I feel like that's what's coming through here right now. Let me see, anything else here. Oh. After I talk about healing, and then we have healing with the angels. Maybe I'll rewrite it. Health with the angels. Let me just pull a quick card here for you. Interesting. So you got friendship here. Let's see what this brings in here. It says changes in your friendships are occurring. Be lovingly honest with yourself and your friends right now, and appreciate the healing benefits of a true friend. Not only are you changing on the inside, but your life is changing on the outside as well. Among these changes are your relationships with friends. Perhaps you fear that you no longer have common interests with old friends, or maybe you wonder if you'll meet new friends with whom you'll share close bonds. Changes in friends are natural, and the angels ask you to surrender your relationships to them. Know that God and the angels watch over you and your friends. They will lovingly help all of you during these transitions. This card also signifies that you are ready to receive new friendships with people who mirror your interests and your ambitions. Um, well, and I'm really not getting like a diagnosis, through these here. But I feel like, especially with that card, that you're gonna have some friendships come in with similar situations of what's going on. But let me see if I was gonna say, is there like serious challenges coming or no? I really with this, you had the Four of Wands, which stability of the Four of Coins, stability in the outside world, just new knowledge, new information coming in. But I don't feel like there's this extremity in here because they've got the balancing. Um, I just feel like the big thing they want you to know is the power that you hold over over your body, over your uh, what's going on with you here. Yeah, Three of Wands, change of direction. So I just feel like it's a change of energy and where you're focusing your energy, but I don't feel anything like um, super extreme. But I do feel like it's a happening on purpose for a purpose, like everything else, to show you your power, to see like the when you have fears, it impacts your body and really understanding the fears. But I feel like there's going to be significant friendship changes for you that help you. Maybe you feel unsupported right now. Um, you just feel like you don't have things in common with people. And I feel like there's going to be something that changes that, that allows you to feel differently about life. Because sometimes when we feel also stagnant and any kind of hopelessness in life or betrayals, bitterness, resentment, those things can do that too. So yes, sounds like a good plan. You could do it right now. Start a gratitude journal. That really helped me. I started writing at least one thing a day and don't repeat what you're grateful for. And that helps transform our energy from focusing on what we feel is missing to focusing on what we're grateful for. So, but that's what they have for you, Rini. So many blessings to you, sending you lots of love. And thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So, Charlotte Miani, you are up next for the next free reading. And you want to know, will your person, RRC, reach out and ask you for a date? All right. If so, when? Does he love you? Let's see here. So, what do you have for Charlotte? Okay. Okay. Can you clarify that for me? Okay. So, with the Queen of Swords here, she's the master, one of the masters of communication, thinking, balancing mind and heart, kind of coming in here too. And so I feel like there is going to be communication coming in with her there. And with the Fool card here too, it's new beginnings, ending of an old cycle, new beginning. And so I feel like there is this change coming in the approach of them to you. And so I feel like, especially with the wands, the Four of Wands, which is this one is celebration and joy. So I feel like this would be a yes, because this is what you're really wanting. And with the communication and the newness and new it's also new commitments as well, that there is this kind of energy there that's coming in. The four cards I asked for clarification around this situation, there's a lot of thinking going on here because he's got the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind, Two of Swords, which is decision making, Justice is balancing things back and forth, and then the Nine of Wands, which is they're trying to understand their own energies and energy blocks. So they've have this a lot of thinking, especially with that Queen of Swords. I feel like they're like stuck in this thinking. Um, how soon? That's why I feel like this block that was in here. They got some stuff they're figuring out. Yeah, because they got the Five of Coins and the Five of Cups, which is change, but they're I feel like they are doing some major thinking stuff going on around their past. I feel like that's why it's important for them to leave old cycles behind and move into new things. So there will be new communication coming, and it will make you happy. But I don't. When I'm asking for timing, they're talking about all this stuff that they're processing and working through, and it's like that doesn't feel like it's like tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, it's all about it keeps reflecting back to inner stuff that they're working on. So, I don't feel like it's gonna be, like, super, super fast, um, and, as far as does he love you, I mean, he has feelings for you, yeah, but it's he's focusing more on his own worth right now. Um, so they do have the Two of Cups on the bottom. So I feel like he has emotional feelings. I don't really feel like right now that he has the capacity to be in love with someone because he's working on his own self love. We talk about on the channel a lot here that we can't love others more than to the extent that we love ourselves. And so he's working on his self-love, which will eventually allow him to love, in bigger ways. But right now, I feel like it's going to be slow coming here for now, Charlotte. So, um, and I just feel like they're trying to figure things out and trying to end old cycles because they don't want to do what they always did and get what they always got. They're just done. And so they're taking their time to raise their vibration, raise their self love so that it'll be more different than the past, which is, I feel like you're where you're at too. And so while you're waiting, then you work on your self love, you expand your self love. Because if he's able to open up, the RRC, if they're able to open up, their self love, they're going to be able to give you a lot of love. But if you don't work on your self love and it's small, no matter how much they flood you, it's only drip, drip is what can come into your heart, and drip, drip, what can come out of your heart to them, right? So you want to be able to have and match that self love and that to be able to receive and give love, at a higher levels. So while you're waiting, work on that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Charlotte. So many blessings for you. All right. Very good. So, Heather, you are up next. Heather Lawson, what's the next 3 months look like? I feel like a month begins with the letter J, and then a month begins with letter F. They're just being sassy tonight. So 3 months. What's the next 3 months look like? They're trying to be funny. All right. They're all trying. That's what I said. I said trying. All right. Well. Okay. So you do have a little bit of um, change happening. You have the tower, which means there's going to be some things moved out of your life on purpose and moved into your life on purpose. It's clearing things away. There's some energy here that starts off. It's like there's some fear energy that's going on, some conflict, some competition type of energy. And this is what is going to be ending because there's going to be some things moved out to allow a change of the energy. You are going to be drawn into a little bit of a hermit time for the inner reflection. It's more so making sure you are taking time for yourself and that you aren't giving all of your energy away, that you do take this time to reflect in here because these things do get moved out of the way to give you the time and the energy to be able to look inward for this change that's coming here. Um, because they do have here with you stepping into your power, because the Three of Pentacles is about you really learning about, being true and authentic to yourself, not being drawn away by, you're afraid of being punished by people that because you're not doing what they want you to do with your life or your actions or whatever. And also being fearing losing praise and support from people by not doing what they think you should do, need to, blah, blah, blah. It's about you staying true to you and standing in your authenticity and really understanding the power you have. The magician here, I mean, it has everything it needs. It has the cup, the sword, the shield, I mean, the pentacle, and the wand. You have all your power, everything that you need within you to make your dreams come true and to stand up and be the authentic you. And so it's like these next 3 months are having things. It almost feels like if you're in a relationship like or a job or something that is not supporting your dreams and it's kind of like you settled in the past or it's toxic where it's not allowing you to express and be the authentic you have to shrink to keep things. It's like walking on eggshells at work and around people because they can't handle you being successful because they always make it about themselves and not you. Like, oh my God, I got a bonus. I never get bonuses. Why don't I remember? And you're just like, can't you just be happy for me, for God's sake? You know, and so these things are happening where people are being moved out of your life or things are being moved out of your path to show you that you can move forward and live a life that's more authentically you. So you do have new opportunities that open up and come forward in the next 3 months that bring you joy, that make you feel whole. And so I like this for you. So this is what's unfolding, and just know that when it's happening, when things are being moved out of your life, it's being done for you. People don't leave you, you don't get fired. Things are moved out of your path to put you on one that is more in alignment with where you want to be and where you want to head. So that's what they have for you, Heather. It's going to be an exciting 3 months, really a birthing type of situation. So I like it. All right. So that's what they have for you. All right. We'll continue moving down the list, and we are at the top of the second hour. So it's time for the public service announcement, which I usually stay on for 2.5 hours. So I'm only going to be on for another 30 minutes. And I just let everyone know that if you want to make sure I do get to your reading in this session, donations get priority, and I do make sure I complete every donation during this session. And if you're not able to make a donation and you're way down the list, I will be back on tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., which is what? It's 9. That's 3 hours. That's what? 14 hours from now. So I will be back. And then I'm, of course, always every night on Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings. I'm on at 11 a.m. Mountain. And if you're not able to make a donation, I totally understand. I do offer a ton of free content. If you go to my main page, which is the Brother Zen Mystic Tarot. If you just click on my name, it should take you to the main page. Ton of playlist with pre-recorded pick a card readings, weekly energy updates, portal readings. We have the solstice readings coming out here in a few hours, monthly readings. So a ton of free content that I put out. And just follow your heart, and spirit will guide you to the readings that have the messages for you. I also offer personal readings. All that information is in the description box of the video, of this video down below. And I think that's it. Oh, I also give away one free 30-minute personal recorded reading, which if you look at the playlist of the giveaways at the very top, it tells you that. I'm going to be doing that for the next couple of weeks until the end of the year. Then we'll see what giveaways I want to do. I always love giving away stuff. So that's been the public service announcement. Back to the free readings. All right. So Aprilia, you will be up next. Aprilia 81. Hello, beautiful soul. Back at you. So what messages are there for you to support you to have a better health and sleep routine? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. Let me just take a quick sip here. All right. So better health. Whoa, and sleep routine. Okay. So you have the 8 of coins here, the 8 of pentacles. And this is like you've been doing a lot of work. And I feel like what they're saying here with better health and sleep routines, that it's about balancing work, that sometimes you can overdo it. And it's important to give yourself that rest and balance those things out, because the 8 of coins, 4 coins on either side, it's balancing work. So really uh, have time to wind down. Excuse me, don't overdo it. um, you have the 2 of swords here, which is about when you're making decisions. Don't make it, here you go, balance again, Libra up here. Balance your heart and your mind when you're making decisions. Allow your heart to have a say so too. Don't make it always about the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must, all those fears of, oh, if I don't do these things, this is what it's going to be. Allow the important, allow your heart to also have a say so in what you're doing. Take time to allow yourself to have emotions. They're also telling me you have a lot on your mind. Um, Journal if you can, like write things down, and at the very least write things down that are on your mind, because your brain will loop and continue looping something if it thinks, because its job is to remember. And if you write something down and your brain sees you writing it down, it knows you got it and it won't have to remind you. So writing things down will help you sleep better at night. And um and and then balance. They're all talking about balance, balance, balance. Also, Ace of Cups is a big thing. Connecting to higher love is just going to give you a better life all around, because connecting to the unconditional love from above allows you to really, really feel this wholeness and this completeness of life, and it allows you to fear less, and then you're fearless, and then you have less stress, and then it just helps your whole health of your body. We talked a little earlier about the impacts of fight or flight on our bodies and being in fear. And so understanding that, and focusing on that love really, really helps. Something that, when I used to be stressed a lot, I before I'd go to sleep at night, after writing everything down, so my brain would let me sleep, the last thing I would imagine is just this beautiful um, waterfall of love that would just flow down and encircle me and put me in this giant womb, um, bubble of love. And I would just feel myself surrounded by the love from above. And then I would just be able to drift off and just have beautiful, beautiful feeling of security and safety, knowing that I was unconditionally loved. So that's something that can help out as well. So that's what they have for you right now, Aprilia. So many, many blessings to you. All right. Mega Panwar. Hello, hello. Thank you for being a new subscriber. Welcome to the Soul family. And you want to know the current feelings of, is that Nitin? Because you haven't had any contact with them. All right, let's take a look here and see what's going on with them. All right. All right. So, what are current feelings of Nitin to Mega? You know, there is this rebirth that they're going through. Um, the Three of Wands is about them taking a different direction in their life. And of course, death and rebirth is new beginnings. And I feel like whatever's going on with them, I mean, they've gone into this hermit mode, which, like you said, no contact. They really, whatever happened here, something ended in their life that was significant, that just really took them off in a different direction. And they really have gone internal. They're really allowing this higher self to take them on their an inner path of trying to understand for themselves here. They've got, I feel like this is what this inner journey with the hermit is about. It has to do with their feelings of abandonment, their feelings of being left out in the cold and left behind in their life. And that's impacting with their wish fulfillment. The star card is like hope, and it's one of the wish fulfillment cards of what what do I want? It's like when a genie asks you, "What 3 wishes do you want?" And you're like, "Okay, let me think about it. What do I really want?" You know, they are trying to understand what their sustenance is, what do they feel gives them life, and so they really have whatever this is, maybe they really had a death in the family, because a lot of times when there's a death, a true death, not just a little rebirth thing, it really shakes our humanity, really allows us to look at life and go, what's important? All the stuff I thought was important, this person, I feel like maybe it's someone that passed young. um it's not like a grandfather who's 120. It's like someone their age or a cousin or something. They're just like, wow, what's important to live? I have all these dreams and stuff, but what do I really wish? So I feel like there's something significant that just rattled their cage, and they're doing a lot of this inner reflection, and so they've really pulled back because they're really, it really threw them into shock. It's really rattled their life. So I feel like they're just kind of in this path, and it threw them off into this other direction. So I feel like they're focusing their feelings on them and not anyone else right now. So I don't feel like they have any feelings. I feel like they're numb, like they're in shock, and so they're just going through whatever this is happening in their life. So that's what they have for you, Mega. So I know. So if you feel like waiting for them, yeah, I probably wouldn't. They're off on their own thing, and if someone doesn't uh, reach out and include us in those things, then we're not uh, in that place of importance in their life. So you get to focus on your self love and the importance you have for yourself. How and you can ask yourself too, spirit is kind of reversing the question to you, how have you fell out of contact with yourself, and where can you look at that? Where have you lost contact with you and your self-love? because that's what you can look at with this mirror that's happening in your life. So that's what they have for you. And thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you'll come back again, and please check out my playlist. There's a ton of readings, your weekly energy updates by zodiac sign, and monthly readings, and solstice reading that's coming out here shortly. So check those out. I'd love to see what you think about them. All right. So many blessings to you, Mega. All right. Perfect love, no fear. Well, thank you. I will take that love, and thank you for sending your love into the readings. We give you much love too. I don't see you asking a question. So thank you for sharing your beautiful love energy. All right. And Aprilia, um, because I'm in the last 20 minutes, I want to try to get through as many readings as I can. And since I already answered one for you, I'm going to try to get through. If by miracle I get to the bottom, I will swing back around and answer the other ones. But if you can ask those on another session, I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much for understanding. All right. So to Todoroki Soto, you are up next. So what is the next lesson that would be for your highest experience, or what next lesson's coming your way? So let's take a look here. What is the next wonderful experience coming your way, right? Like, what lesson? Ah. Well, I think it's going to be about balance. Because you got the King of Cups who rules over water, but all the kings are given air. So this is about balancing your emotions with your higher mind, with your spiritual mind, right? And then you have the Queen of Swords who rules over mind, but all the queens are given water. So it's balancing mind with emotion. So both of these are about balance between emotion and mind. So really, this seems to be what's coming in here. It helps to connect to the higher love. So really connecting to beautiful, beautiful unconditional love from above that's eternal and unconditional. So this is about really learning about new love, because this is the Ace of Cups that this king offers here. So if you're an air sign, then it might be more going, yeah, let's bring in that unconditional love into the picture here. We'll just slide that right in there. Um, yeah, because these other two really, the tree of life is about connecting to your higher self, connecting to the higher realms, realizing that you are two beings, one made of unconditional love, and then you're human, which is rooted in the fears of losing conditional love that gets to deal with things like feeling abandoned and out in the cold and worth. So there is this, I just feel like the biggest thing here is balancing heart and mind is going to be a lot of what is coming in for you, because those are just really, really standing out. But the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets about your worth and how much you love yourself, is intertwined in there. But that's what they have coming in here. So always a lovely lesson of balance, right? Yay! So that's what they have for you, Soto. All right. So Lee Ann Paxton, you are the next free reading coming up. Hey, Deb, love and light to you. So Lee Ann. All right, Leanne, and I don't see you asked a question here. So you said, please, you're asking a question, then something comes up or you don't able to get around to me. So I don't see, did you ask a question, Leanne? But Spirit knows what you are looking for, so I will pull a general reading for you. Because Spirit knows what you are looking for, so let's take a look here. What would you like Leanne to know, please? All right. So you have the King of Pentacles coming in here, which does talk about abundance in the outside world and the big wisdom that he brings with this Ace of Pentacles is the understanding that when he was looking for his worth outside of himself, that he felt unstable because he realized the things of the outside world are unstable. You know, people change or pass away, situations never stay the same, things break down, deteriorate, are stolen. And so, there is this awareness of turning inward and upward for worth and self-worth, not looking outside of ourselves for it. And so there's this journey that comes in here, and it does get reiterated here with the faith card, which is the hierophant also is about really turning inward and understanding what it is your truth is, what it is that you want to live, how do you want to live your life, what is your purpose? Why am I here? What is my truth? Not all of that outside world telling me how everything is supposed to be and should be, need to be. But it's like, what is my truth? What do I want to live? What's my foundation? And both of these cards kind of intertwine with that there. And then you're given the chariot card here, which is about movement. It is about success and victory and forward movement. But there's a big lesson that comes in with that card in that we have the power of choice. We have our free will that's given to us, and it's the thing that changes our world because when we feel that again with all this worth and everything that we have to everyone's opinion in the outside world of when this thing happens, this is what it's supposed to mean. When this thing happens, this is how I'm supposed to feel. When we feel like we don't get to choose that, that we're at the whim of what we were taught of what something means and how we have to feel as we go through it, then we fear the future. We feel like we're on an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode, right? But when we realize that we get to choose what story we apply to anything and what it means, we get to choose what we feel as we go through it, we get our power back. We really feel like, wow, I get to decide what something means and what I feel as I go through it. I know in the beginning we don't feel like we have a choice because we've taken on so much of everything in the past of everyone's opinion, the popular opinion around what something's supposed to mean and how we're supposed to feel. We took on as our opinion. We took it on as our habit to feel a certain way, to think a certain way, and then became our reaction where it happens so fast we don't feel like we're making a decision. We just feel like we're just boom, it happened and we felt that. Boom, it happened and this is what it meant to us. But Spirit showed if we slow down time, we can see when we're making a decision and we can begin to create new habit of what I want to feel around a situation and what I think a situation means. So there is this power that's coming in here about I get to choose what something means and I get to choose what I feel as I go through it. And you're really stepping into your power because you're deciding, well, what is it that I want to believe in, how I want to look at things? And I am finding it from within, not the outside world. I am going to rule my world and I'm going to rule it from the inside out because you don't see the world as it really is. We only see the world as we are. So when I am chaotic, when I'm in a, little pissy mood or whatever, that's the way I see the world. I'm like, wow, what's going on in the world? There's so much chaos. There's so much what about it? I realized it a lot when I used to work in a call center because I'd be like, why are customers just being jerks today? And I'm like, oh, this being here is being a jerk today. I would do an attitude adjustment, take a break, come back. My customers, I suddenly the skill on my phone changed. I got joyful customers instead of jerks. Who knew? But then I realized when it happened over and over again that it was me, that I was seeing things. It's how the energy I was putting out is what I was seeing. And so there's this power that's coming in here for you in your life, Leanne. Whatever question you had, whatever area of your life, you have so much more control over it because whatever you focus on is what grows. If you're focusing on what is missing, what you don't want in your life, or what you fear, your energy, your powerful energy is expanding that. And if you, with your power of choice, you choose to focus instead on what you're grateful for, what you do want in your life, on love, peace, patience, joy, laughter, that expands in your life instead. So that's what they have for you, Leanne. So hopefully that resonated and helped you with what question you had. And many blessings to you. Hope to see you again. The earlier you get in on the session, the more likely I'm able to get to the readings too. Because like I've been on for almost 2.5 hours. I get through a lot of readings, but I hardly get to the bottom of them these days. All right. Many blessings to you, Leanne. All right. So we took care of those. All right. All right. So, Mira Singh, you are up next. All right. And so, why is Mitul ignoring you? All right. Let's take a look here and see what is going on with them. All right. So, Mira, why are they ignoring you? Okay. All right. So what I'm showing here, they've changed directions in their life. They feel like they have this wish fulfillment that they're headed off to. So, the Knight of Swords is movement too. So there's this movement of both of these cards is like the change of mind, the change of direction, their change of expectations and perception and different things. And it just feels like they've went off in this different new information, new things happening have taken them off where this is the wish fulfillment card, but it's like they've changed their view, they've changed their direction, is what keeps coming through. So, they're lost. Bye bye. They don't deserve you. Um, they are headed off in a new journey, a new adventure. I feel like not judgment, just observation, that they are just their maturity is like, oh, look at that, and psh, kind of fire energy too. That Three of Wands, it's like almost like a little kid in a candy store. They're like, "Oh my god, look at that!" Or a toy store. "What? Oh, yeah, psh, psh, oh, psh, 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 psh." They don't have they haven't learned to stabilize their fiery type of energy, and so they're just off onto the next thing that they're just like, "Oh wow, look at that! Oh wow, look at that!" And you're just like, "Calm down." But they're not at that place yet. They're all over. So I would invest. Oh, it's like they're a Leo, which is fire element, so that makes sense. They are that. So you it was meant for you to learn through this. Whatever mirror is reflecting back to you from that about your worth and what you're worthy of, you're just like, you know what? I am worth more than that. And if they can't see it, that's their loss. And now you get to work on your self love and what you want to do next. And I wouldn't put a whole lot of stock in it and let them go because they are like a forest fire. They just move forward. They don't move back. They just keep going to the next thing, to the next thing. Little flame jumps to this across the road and catches fire here, and then it moves here, but it doesn't come back. So I would just let it continue to let them go, is what I really feel. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings for you, Mira. Hang in there. All right. Okay, so those were taken care of there. And Neptune, oh, thanks so much. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you're probably already gone, but have a great weekend yourself as well. All right. So Arpita, copy. Hopefully you are having a great day. And let's take a look here. So um, you're on time today. Well, that list gets very long. I mean, here I am. 4 minutes left. You right in time. So, what are Sumya's thoughts and feelings towards you? All right, let's take a look here. Let's take a look. What are Sumya's thoughts and feelings towards you? Okay, that would be feelings. What's this one? Come on. So it looks like here there is movement of emotion that's going on with them here, but I just feel like they're caught up in this is like the tree of life, which is like the Kabbalah and stuff, but I feel like this is family tree stuff that's going on. They're just like they're caught up in these emotions that are really just keeping them from recognizing, the Two of Cups back here, which is romance. I just feel like they're so caught up in their own family drama, is really what I feel, that they're unable to make significant movement into the romance area yet. But I feel like they're headed there. It's taking time. And the reason I say that is that they do have the 7 of coins, which is what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit. It takes time for it to show itself, which does show joy and celebration eventually, but that's taking their good old time to get there. So right now, their thoughts and their feelings, I feel, are consumed with family drama, and that they don't see this behind them. It's like, it's like, how they say, you're missing something that's right in front of you. Well, they can't. It's behind them. They're just like real focused in on this whatever's going on in their family, that the movement is very, very slow with this Knight of Cups towards romance, because they are just caught up in family drama. So I just feel like there's that Seven of Pentacles. It's going to be a while. I just feel like fruit tree is, the branches are there and the leaves are starting to grow. It hasn't even reached the blossoming, and then the fruit happens. It's just like, wow, they are really caught up in their family drama. So that's what they have for you right now. I don't feel like, as far as timing, yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a maybe there's been a death in the family, but this is a death and a rebirth, but there's just a lot of drama, a lot of stuff happening, that it's just delaying them things. Yeah, and this came out again. Family drama has their attention right now. So that's what they have for you, Arpita. So hang in there, or cut it and go. You're like, I am going to be a skeleton by the time they, move on from their drama. But there comes a time where you get to decide if you want to continue to wait, or if the fruit that you're seeing, you're like, you know what? It's taking too long for this apple orchard to grow apples. I'm selling it and I'm moving on. But that's totally up to you. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. All right. And take a look here. Yeah, we've still got several more to go. Um, so that is going to be my last free reading for this evening. If I didn't get to you and you do want to make sure I take care of you right now, if you make a donation, I will complete it before I end the session. But I'm at my 2.5 hours, which is my cutoff for free readings. And if you, I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, which is, like I said, what is it, 9:30? So that's what, 2.5 hours, uh, 13 and a half hours from now, I'll be back. And then, of course, I'm here every night. But if you aren't able to make a donation and you want answers right now and you need those, if you go to my main page, I have a ton of free content out there. New weekly energy updates that just came out this morning. I'll have actually the winter and summer solstice readings coming out here in a couple hours at midnight my time, 2.5 hours. Yeah. And then monthly readings, just a bunch of different ones. And just follow your heart, and spirit will guide you to the messages to answer your questions. And I think that's the main thing right now. So that is what we have. And please know, as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. Thank you so much for all the thumbs up you give the video, all you subscribers, old, new, and future. I appreciate you so much being part of the Soul family and helping spread love to the world, because we know it can definitely need it. So thank you so much again. And I don't have any other um, donations. Go ahead and close out for this evening, and have a great day or a great night wherever you're out in the world. And we'll see you soon. Until then, take care of yourself and take care. Sorry, I thought I saw something just flash on the screen, but I think it was my reflection of my arm moving. Woo, maybe I need to go have a nap. But you guys take care. I love you much.